Mother and top chef die in Notting Hill Carnival double tragedy as mayor condemns shocking violence. A mother and top chef have died in hospital within days of each other after falling victim to separate violent attacks during Notting Hill Carnival, police say. The mother was stabbed at the carnival in front of her 3-year-old daughter.
Oh, Lord.
As she tried to save a man from being attacked on Saturday. Her death comes a day after chef Musi Imnetu, who worked under the likes of Gordon Ramsay, died from catastrophic brain injuries after he was found unconscious near the carnival in Queensway on Bank Holiday Monday. Mayor Sadiq Khan described the double tragedy as heartbreaking and said the violence is a betrayal of the values that the carnival was founded to celebrate. We don't even need to read no more of that. So, Stephen, a mother and a chef were murdered at Notting Hill Carnival. Now, I've noticed that the Katie Hopkins, a lot of the people that are trying to get their message across, their hateful messages across, have highlighted this. Now, let's just put it like this. How much people pass through that carnival every year?
Millions, I believe.
Millions. Now, I seen some footage here where it looked like a sardine tin, man. It was ram, Stephen, ram.
Every year.
Now, I just believe that this violence is not exclusive to carnival.
Of course not.
I think if you get a group of any groups that you put together on that scale, there's bound to be incidents. Am I saying that it's right? Of course it's not right. But it doesn't change the fact that there's bound to be incidents. Now, for conversation's sake, I remember there was a Sikh event in Brum. I think this is a few years ago. Mans were sword fighting. Mans were sword fighting at this event, but there weren't no front page. No disrespect to my Sikh veterans and that, but there weren't no front page coverage or none of that. Like, this is something that someone sent to me. I think we even covered it at the time, Stephen, but this weren't something that...
Oh, sorry to cut your cake. I think, wasn't that happening in Coventry?
No. There was 2 incidents. I know the one you're talking about.
Okay.
There was another one during like a some sort of Sikh celebration, and somehow there was like a clash, and mans had swords and all of that, and it was a real terrible sight, but it was not publicized the way this Notting Hill Carnival thing is, which shows me there's an agenda. There's definitely an agenda. Now, is it right what happened to those people? No, of course it's not right. That's terrible. A man stabbed a woman in front of her child. Come on, man. That is disgraceful. However, like you rightly said earlier, Stephen, I would love to see the stats from other events, Glastonbury, all these things, because I doubt all these events come and they're just peaceful. Now, there was some sites to me that were just, some of the things are starting to look silly. Like, I'll keep it real. A lot of the girls, they want to dress naked. Carnival is the perfect place that they can do that. They're able to, it's got nothing to do with the spirit of Carnival. Let's keep it real. It's nothing to do with the spirit of Carnival. It's nothing to do with trying to tap into Caribbean culture or none of that. Some girls just want to show off themselves, and Carnival is the perfect excuse to do that. And even with the dancing, let's keep it real. Like, okay, we understand that goes on, but some of the stuff, mans are on a bridge. I see one white girl in blue, she might as well be naked. Now, that's the side of it that I'm looking and saying, right, like, I get it. I've been going Carnival from young, but it is starting to look a bit suspect, some of the things that are going on. And that's all I would say. But when it comes to the violence, I can't see millions of people gathering anywhere without some sort of violence. Let's just keep it real now. I'm not saying that I'm condoning this, but millions of people passing through any event, there's going to be some sort of violence, especially with how tight the place is as well. Man are drinking, smoking, there's all kind of things going on. What are you saying, Steven?
The mother and the chef, they lost their lives. And we're saying that in regards to the mother, it happened in front of her daughter. And it's because she was trying to intervene with someone being attacked. Is this how the way of the
that's
world
the
is
rumors,
now?
yeah.
That's the rumor. That's the rumor mill, yeah? So if that's true, is that the way of the world now? Like, you literally can't, if you see something going on, just mind your business. Because that's how it's going to go now, Mark. Because if there's the risk of you being attacked, you losing your life, you being wrongly identified in something now, when shit hits the fan, people aren't going to intervene when they see things going wrong on the road. Because I understand more and more every day. You know, when you see these videos and there's a madness going on, I remember there was one, I think the admin posted it, when a guy literally had the big old, the mini grind axe, the electric one, in public in broad daylight, and he was cutting off the bike lock for the electric bicycle.
Yes,
And
I remember that.
the guy was filming him. Everyone in the comments is like, "Stop filming him and stop it." Why would I jump in? I wouldn't even be filming it. I'll be honest. But why would I jump in? He's got a saw. He's got an electric saw for one. He had his friend because he gave his friend his bag. You don't know what other kind of weapons he's on. You don't know what kind of drugs he's on. Why am I going to be a have-a-go hero and jump in?
True.
And then something does go around. Me get stabbed. I'm in hospital. I get a lollipop and a handshake.
That's it.
No, thank you. In regards to the statistics, statistics surrounding Carnival and other events, it's always this. Every year there's Carnival. You can expect a couple of days later, this stabbing, 116 arrests, yada, yada, yada. But then you also put out the numbers that it raised, I think it was over £300 million. So
for the local economy, innit? Yeah.
Say again, Mark?
For the local economy, yeah.
No, for the economy. It's nothing to do with the locals, man. Because the locals ain't seeing that 300 M's. You and I know how this thing goes. But
no, not like they distributed 300 M's, like it generated 300 M's.
No. I understand, but what I'm saying is, my point being is, the majority, who benefits from the majority of that, as we would know, it's the government. That's why they won't lock off the Carnival.
Okay, I get that.
They put, you know what I mean? Because remember, everyone pays tax and remember they get a slice of everything. So, because if it wasn't, let's be honest, Mark, because the way you're putting out these figures every year, if it wasn't beneficial to you, you'd lock off the Carnival, because they locked off the Brum one years back. I think it was for similar nonsense.
Nah, they didn't lock it off. We couldn't raise the funds for that. As a community, they just stopped putting money into it.
We didn't want to raise the funds. That's what it was. But what I mean is, was that just off the back of it? I thought, did it, I'm all over the place. Let me slow down. Did something happen for them to make that decision, or they just got fed up of funding it?
Nah, they just said, "Yo, fund it yourself." So the council pulled out, or wherever we were getting the funds from as a community, said, "We ain't funding that no more. You guys, you can do it, but you have to get the funds yourself." Because remember, it wasn't only Carnival we lost, you know. Remember, we used to have Marcus Garvey Day every year. Did you used to go to that?
I think I went once.
It was like Carnival still, Marcus Garvey. All them things are gone, man.
Yeah, we ain't got nothing. Well, no, we'd still have the Jamaican independence.
Jamaica in the Scare, you got Simmer Down. That still goes on.
Yeah. So it's better than nothing, but we could do more as a community. But yeah, so that's why I feel like they always put out the figures of the numbers, because I feel like that's the only reason why they don't. Because let's say 1 year, there's this, we get the crime stats, and then it's it only raised 500k. You might hear them putting some sanctions in place for the following year if they don't lock it off, Mark. Because when you look at these other events, I feel like the only time, and it's terrible that I even have to say this, the only time that I feel like we heard like, oh, this ruckus went on, was the unfortunate Manchester bombings at the concert.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't remember hearing anything about Glastonbury, One extra. What's the other one? What's the one they do in Brom sometimes?
Wireless.
Wireless, yeah.
Yeah.
Blooming, Creamfields, V Fest, which you know what I mean. Take your choice. Any of these kind of outdoor festival, carnival kind of type of events. It's only ever Notting Hill I hear about. Even look at the other carnivals. I never heard anything about Leicester, Nottingham, Derby, Manchester, Bristol,
Leeds.
Leeds. You know what I mean? Have you ever heard them come out with figures for those?
No.
That's what I mean.
So you reckon there's an agenda against Notting Hill?
I feel like there is, man.
You think they want to try and lock it off?
I feel like they do because you have to see, if you're looking at, especially if you base things on the heels of the last election. I know Reform didn't win, but they had a fair amount of support, and I feel like there's more and more people who might be leaning towards that way, and it might come from a place of racial hatred, or it might just come from a place of you're fed up of feeling like you don't have a voice and things aren't changing, etc., etc., etc. And they might want to see things like this get locked off because it's going to be like, because I could only imagine, because think about it, Mark. Let's say you live on Notting Hill, yeah? You live on the route. I've seen CCTV videos, people just pissing on people's yard, shitting on people's yard, and saying to the camera, sorry. So let's say you're Caucasian or whatever. You could be someone who's had to deal with that for years. And I feel like the property values around there are going to be high anyway. You've paid X amount of you might have paid X amount of money if you bought it recently, or let's say you had it from back in the day. Now it's worth X amount of money. That's an investment that you have, in your portfolio. But then this period every year, your yards potentially could get decimated for 2 days because people want to come shake them foot.
It's mad that they report on that,
some people just want to... Say again, man.
It's mad they report on that because that happens at Glastonbury, You know when Glastonbury's going on, there's house burglaries, people break into houses, all kind of things happen.
They know people aren't about.
That's what I'm trying to say. So it's mad that, and I know that because obviously I used to go every year Glastonbury, but I'm saying it's mad that they report on that kind of stuff at Notting Hill, but you don't hear them reports at Glastonbury. So I agree with you. There potentially could be an agenda.
That's how it feels anyway, because I don't see why you wouldn't keep the same energy for everywhere, because I know people are going to be like, yeah, but that's London, but Glasgow's huge as well. Other carnivals are huge as well. Like Leeds is, you know what I mean? So yeah, these people, RIP to the victims though, man, but keep that same energy, man.
Yeah, real talk. I think while it is a lot of it, because when you listen to people like Katie Hopkins and all of that, they're trying to only highlight, which is why I highlighted them things myself. They're only trying to highlight certain things. Now, this is not all, There are some genuine people that are in the spirit of carnival, but there's other people that are just camouflaging the spirit of carnival to hide other things. You see what I'm saying? That's really what some individuals are there for. Not the majority, not the majority at all, but there are some people that are just camping out to use the spirit and the identity of carnival to push their perversion. You see what I'm saying? Like you keep seeing that small guy popping up. They got him jumping on girl. The girl's trying to move. He's holding her and all that. It's like, yo, them are the kind of videos that I'm talking about. But outside of that, come on, man, it's a success.
Yeah, it's the over sexualization of carnival.
I like the videos. Like I seen a video where Craig David was bowling through. Yeah, and he just went and started singing a song on a sound system. That's carnival. That's carnival. The floats, the aesthetic, the food, seeing the Caribbean colors. I've seen some people had on Trinidad t-shirts, Jamaican t-shirts.
Come on, man, rip your island.
Barbadian t-shirts, St. Kitts.
Island, man.
That's what it's about. Now, just because there is some violence, I mean, out of millions of people, I think they said there was 8 violences altogether, like 8 incidences of violence. Yeah, altogether. And Stephen, I'm not the biggest mathematician, but I like them. I like them numbers. Meaning it shouldn't be no one. But when you're talking about millions of people, 8. Come on, man. Come on.
It's nothing to write home about, is it?
Yeah, man. That ain't. I mean, and them 2 murders, of course, that is terrible, man. That is terrible. But compared to if you look through a lens of how people are moving in today's world, that ain't that bad. It's terrible, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not what it could have been. Based on, if you listen to how these people talk, you would think that there would be massacre. Yeah, you'd be thinking that there'll be kickoffs left, right, and center. So